Hi everyone, welcome to Music Messages Tarot. I hope you're doing really well. This video is going to be a twin flame reading for fire signs, so Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. I've cleansed all our decks that we're going to be using and our space, but I'm just giving the first deck that we're going to use one last shuffle. And we're going to take a moment to just cleanse the space one last time. If you're wearing headphones, please be mindful of the sound. Okay, what's going on with my fire signs today? Wants to come out? Memory. So your twin is thinking of you a lot, having a lot of very specific memories about you, fire signs. This card came out for one of the other elements as well this week, but a lot of people who identify as a twin flame, particularly the DM collective, they're in their thoughts and their feelings a lot, having very specific memories of your connection, wanting to reach out if they haven't already. I said this yesterday, but I think someone might really like flowers, or possibly the colors orchid or yellow, possibly. So that was relevant for the air sign reading as well. Maybe you have some air placements in your chart. Let's see what else. Ooh, that one flipped out. Battle. So some of them are having internal conflicts over how to come towards you, maybe even kind of feeling like they're at odds with their own thoughts or feelings right now. Some of the DM collective, and this video is for both DF and DMs, but I'm just kind of tapping into a divine masculine energy here that's feels like he's kind of at war within himself, trying to rationalize the way that he's feeling towards the DF right now. I think some of these feelings, I'm kind of drawn to this explosion in the background here. Some of these feelings have him feeling really passionately and strongly towards the DF right now, but he's really not comfortable with that, and he's feeling like he kind of has to fight himself, for lack of a better term, as he tries to figure out maybe how to move the connection forward. Okay, so he's feeling like he's at war with his own possible external circumstances as well, his feelings, his thoughts, because these memories keep peeking through, and they're causing some strong thoughts, feelings, emotions to come to the surface. So this is causing a lot of internal conflict. Getting the name Paul for someone, getting the name Peter, Patricia, that just came through. Revelations, this was another card that came out, I believe, for the earth sign reading. So a lot of those who resonate as part of the DM collective, they're kind of not able to push down these revelations and realizations that they're having about your connection any longer. Okay, it might be something that they've tried to run from in the past. I mean, we know most of the time it is the DM who is in runner energy. They may have tried to run from this connection, run from these thoughts, run from these feelings, because in some ways they feel powerless by the intensity of the emotion that they're experiencing for you, fire signs. But this is causing a lot of internal conflict and an internal turmoil going on right now that they're trying to figure out how to overcome. Ultimately, they are feeling a pull towards the DF. They are having these revelations. Some of them are going through full life transformations right now. I mean, this is one of my cards in this deck that's kind of reminiscent of the death card from traditional tarot. So a lot of them are going through this life transformation. They're having these revelations about you, but some of them are still kind of fighting themselves. And sensitivity, some of them are feeling... They're feeling like raw, vulnerable, exposed in a lot of circumstances, and I think that's where these defense mechanisms are coming into play. This is, I mean, it's the princess and the pea, but the imagery on this card is almost someone who looks like a little girl clutching her teddy bear, kind of searching for comfort, searching for security, and they may feel a little raw. They may feel a little exposed. They may feel a little too vulnerable with the emotions that are coming up, especially as they're coming to these conclusions about what your connection means for them, what your connection means in their life, the significance of your connection. Okay. This is a bit of a defensive energy here. It's almost like a Seven of Wands type energy I'm picking up there. Somebody might really like red roses, by the way. But for the most part, I'm just getting an energy of someone who's feeling very tender right now. And that's why they still have their guard up right here. And for many of you, this is going to be your DM. Okay, maybe not in every single connection, but for the majority, that's the DM energy that I'm picking up. A very strong Seven of Wands, like I said before. I'm hearing the name Lenny, Leonard, Lisa coming through, so that might resonate with you. I'm also seeing the number 7, so maybe you've been seeing the number 7 quite a bit. That might be relevant for someone. I'm also picking up heavy Sagittarius energy. I know this is a fire sign reading, but for some reason, possibly maybe your twin flame is a Sagittarius, or whoever's listening, you might be a Sagittarius. Okay, let's see what else wants to come through. We're going to use the Crystal Spirits Oracle deck, which I usually read pretty intuitively, but I may tap into the guidebook today just for some additional messages or meanings. Okay, what else is going on with our fire signs in the Twin Flame Collective? All right, we have Blue Lace Agate, which right away I'm getting a heavy, I'm almost getting a High Priestess energy off of this. DF, your intuition has been leading you on your highest path, okay? You're in a stage of your life right now where you're doing what's best for you. You are taking the steps to manifest everything that it is that you want currently. I'm also getting a heavy energy, though, that the DM's intuition, even if it's not something that he's used to tapping into, is nudging him towards your connection, nudging him to make contact if he hasn't already. If you're in communication with your DM, it's kind of nudging him to take the chance and allow himself to be a little bit more vulnerable in the way that he communicates with you. And I'm just sensing a strong feeling of a group of DMs that's learning to lean into this intuitive sense that they are getting, even if your DM is not somebody who typically identifies as a spiritual person or a religious person or someone who believes in intuition. He's feeling a nudge or like a guide towards doing certain things. I'm seeing somebody kind of impulsively picking up the phone to call you, or picking up his phone to text you, whereas maybe he would have held back before. I'm seeing somebody who's getting more comfortable with giving into those kind of urges and deeper intuitive feelings that he's getting throughout this connection with you. So take that as it resonates. We have another stone of a very similar color coming out, kyanite. Some of you may be dealing with throat chakra issues. So for the DF, I'm thinking that you're really leaning into your power around the throat chakra. Perhaps you've been pursuing an activity, a hobby, a career that allows you to use your voice to affect other people or to positively impact other people or your environment. Maybe for somebody that might mean singing. For someone else that might mean speaking. I'm seeing someone giving like a presentation in front of a large group of people. So I think for many in the DF collective, you're leaning into this ability to use your voice to communicate. I'm also just getting a heavy energy of communication between you and your DM as well. So for those of you who haven't received communication yet, I'm taking all this throat chakra kind of imagery here to indicate that many of you might be hearing from your DMs very soon. We have watermelon tourmaline. This to me, it kind of really speaks to the fire element for me. So a lot of passion. I almost get like an Ace of Wands type feeling when I look at that card. A lot of passion coming from your DM towards you right now. If your DM is someone you've had a relationship with in the past, he may be kind of fantasizing about you right now. He's deep in his memories and times that the two of you have shared together. So in some cases, this might mean fantasizing about you or having kind of passionate sexual thoughts about you. Because again, I'm just getting a very heavy Ace of Wands kind of energy off of this card. And then Spirit Quartz, beautiful, beautiful energy here. Some of these DMs, I mean, DF, many of you have spiritually awakened. You know what's up right now. You've started evolving in ways that maybe your DM hasn't caught up to quite yet. But I'm getting that, once again, whether or not someone identifies as spiritual or not, they are also embarking on a spiritual awakening. I'm getting that for some of them, they may be in a dark night of the soul or coming out of a dark night of the soul type phase. And they're being guided heavily by spirit and by their intuition to move things forward with you. In some cases, that's going to manifest as them having sweet memories that you've shared together, or even possibly like sexualized type fantasies about you, but that's not all there is. That might be how they present on the surface, like reminiscing, talking about times that you've had together, specific memories or experiences that you've had with them. And I do get that there's like a passionate sexual component to that, but what's kind of driving it is this underlying reliance on their intuition, even if they don't realize that they're actually being guided by spirit to take certain actions towards you right now. Okay, and as I was consulting the guidebook on our Crystal Oracles deck, I want to really dive into the meaning here behind this Kyanite card, because I think it really adds another dimension to today's reading. Essential meaning: resolving disputes, diplomacy, restoring harmony, mending fences, and building bridges. So for some of you, you may be dealing with the twin flame that you are in separation from and that you've been in separation from for quite a while. I see this person communicating with you, even if their communication is a little deceptive on the surface, in that it doesn't really, it's more informal or superficial at first. This person really wants to make a connection with you. Okay, so the book says harmony means that even though we are all different, we can blend our unique voices to create an ethereal chorus that uplifts us all. Kyanite Spirit's message is that now is an excellent time for fixing those sour notes that have appeared, resolving any disputes, and healing any rifts for the good of all. Although we each have our own ways, we can learn so much and gain tremendous support when we let go of our rigid my way or the highway attitude, recognizing that we are all imperfect. Looking for our commonalities can steady us when we're feeling a bit shaky. And the relationship message here is you may be right and have the best idea in the room, but Kyanite Spirit is here to tell you that in this moment, you are called to be the bigger person, the diplomat seeking to connect on a level of mutual understanding. There was a reason you wanted to connect with this person or people, and now that you have the power to do so in a healthy way that honors you and them, they will learn from your modeling of diplomacy. You might be surprised by how much more readily your wisdom is heard when you reach out in love before trying to sway someone with logic. Mend fences and then watch how much easier it is to harmonize with another. It's possible you've attracted a relationship where you're doing all the emotional work and the other person takes and sucks up all your energy. If so, Kyanite reminds you that you can always say no and end things if a balance can't be reached. If this is your choice, know that it is okay to free yourself from the conflict. What I'm getting from that for most of you is that your DM, because I do feel like I'm speaking to a specific group of DFs here, your DM is realizing that he wants to mend things with you. He's realizing he's starting to take accountability. He's still a little defensive, so he might not come to you in a fully healed state right now, but he wants to start the process of mending and healing your connection with him by starting to take accountability, because he is having these revelations about what you mean to him, what this connection means, and how important it is to him. He's feeling a little tender, like I said before, though, and defensive, so that might be a process that you still have to work through with this person. I don't get that he's completely risen to your level energetically yet, but I do see a lot of beautiful potential here. And I see someone who wants to take more accountability than maybe he has in the past, which is a really nice starting point to reconnect. Just remember that you need to energetically kind of hold your frequency and require him to rise up to your expectations and your level. And, you know, don't be tempted to fall back into negative patterns with this person if he's not fully there yet. Here are some direct messages from your DM today from my fire signs. I can't handle your love. So this is his vulnerability speaking. That's something that he's going to have to come to terms with. And as he kind of learns to let down these defense mechanisms that he has put up and these walls that he's put up, he will become more comfortable with those feelings. I do get someone who's kind of half in, half out right now. That's the kind of energy I'm picking up. So it's someone who wants to talk and start building bridges with you. But like I said before, he might do so in a little bit of a more superficial way at first as he's still working through this process. It's going to be up to you, you know, how much you are willing to accept, and if you're willing to communicate with him and allow a place for him in your life while he's still working through this process. For many of you, I'm not going to see any harm. I don't see any harm in doing so. Like maybe if you guys just start talking as friends again and start maybe repairing your relationship and coming to a healthier understanding of how you relate to one another. But my only word to the wise here is I do think he has a little bit more work to do on himself before he's going to be fully like at your level and worthy of your Empress energy. I can't promise you anything. That's the same energy here. Let's see what else. I wish to be like you. So you're somebody that inspires your DF. And he's wanting to figure out what his part in this dynamic is and how he can maybe be more like you and like emulate your energy, emulate the ways in which you live your life, because he actually really admires you. Why do I feel so lost? So that's why he's a little defensive as he's going through this life transformation process. Childhood trauma, and that has come up on many twin flame readings that I've done over the past few weeks. So some of your DMs, I think I said this to another element yesterday, some of your DMs have childhood trauma that they are still trying to heal. Maybe just kind of view what he's going through a more empathetic lens if you can, because I think this process has been even more difficult for some of your DMs than you might realize. Okay, and it might actually be taking him a lot more strength than you realize to even try to connect with you or try to take accountability or try to heal this with you, because he's still healing himself. How can you ever forgive the mess I've made? So some of them are a little concerned that maybe you won't forgive them. I'm just going to get one more message for today. No one understands me but you. So at the root of everything, your DM is still working through some of his own trauma, but he really admires you, and he feels like you understand him better than anybody else he's ever met or ever come across. So he wants to salvage this connection with you. Like I said, that might look different on the surface for some of you, at least at first, but I do see communication coming in really shortly for a lot of you. It might not be the type of communication that you were hoping for, but I do see him taking steps to kind of bridge whatever gap might be happening between the two of you at the moment, okay? Please let me know if this resonated in the comments. I would love to hear who these messages are reaching, and if you are someone in the Twin Flame Collective, I would love to hear about your personal journey. If you could like, comment, and subscribe, it would really help our channel grow as well. Sending you peace and harmony, and hope to see you in the next video. Bye-bye.